Time now for the Woezor TV report. Let's take a look at the headlines. Now let's begin. President John Dramani Mahama has inspected ongoing reconstruction works at the La General Hospital in the Ladade-Kotopon municipality, where he assured residents and the general public that the facility will be completed and ready for commissioning by November 2027. He also disclosed that the government has terminated and is working to re-award the stalled police hospital project to ensure its swift completion. There's more to this report.
Of Ladade-Kotopon municipality are set to regain access to essential health care as work steadily progresses on the La General Hospital project. Once a key facility along Accra's coastal stretch, the hospital was demolished in 2020 over structural concerns, forcing patients to rely on already overstretched facilities such as Ridge, Lekma and Kolebu. Now under redevelopment, the new facility is expected to deliver an additional 160 beds, a move aimed at easing congestion and improving emergency care in the capital. During an inspection of the project, President John Dramani Mahama expressed satisfaction with the pace of work and urged the contractor to ensure timely completion.
Actually, the contractor and the staff for a good job. The hospital is progressing quite well. And we want to make sure that it doesn't stall and that it continues and is delivered on due date. The contractor assures us that by November 2027, we should be able to commission this hospital.
The president also outlined government's broader efforts to address the persistent no-bed syndrome, including plans to repurpose an emergency facility at Burma Camp to handle critical cases.
We discussed with the minister to see how we can sort out the issue of emergency hospital beds when people have an accident or they have a medical incident, most of the time at night. Finding a place for them to be treated has been difficult. And so there's the emergency center which was built in Burma Camp during the COVID period. We're going to repurpose it so that it has beds for handling only emergencies. And so if there's an emergency and a person is not accepted at any of these hospitals, the emergency center in Burma Camp will be there. The emergency nurses and doctors will be there to stabilize the patient. Once the patient is stabilized, then we can move them to a regular hospital. And so the ministry is taking action to prevent needless deaths due to the no-bed syndrome.
When completed, the La General Hospital is expected to significantly improve access to health care for residents in La and surrounding communities. Reporting for Woezor TV, Belinda Anand-Kwanzaa.
Now, still on the president, he has launched Ghana's National Artificial Intelligence Strategy, positioning the country for active participation in emerging technologies for national development. The strategy, which will guide the use of AI across key sectors of the economy, is aimed at providing innovation, improving public service delivery, and strengthening Ghana's role as regional technology hub in Africa. There's more in this report.
Officially launched its National Artificial Intelligence Strategy, setting the country on a path toward innovation-driven growth and digital transformation. The policy framework is expected to guide the development and use of artificial intelligence across key sectors of the economy. Minister for Communication says the strategy goes beyond technology and focuses on national development.
Let me state clearly, this strategy is not solely the work of the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation. It reflects the collective intelligence of a nation mobilized under the vision of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. Your Excellency, this journey has been deliberate and inclusive. From the outset, we were clear from a policy perspective. Artificial intelligence is not just a technology issue, but a pathway to advance national development, and this strategy impacts governance, education, health, agriculture, industry, economy, and all spheres of society.
President John Dramani Mahama noted Ghana is determined to take an active role in shaping emerging technologies.
It's a great honor to join you today for the launch of Ghana's National Artificial Intelligence Strategy 2025 to 2035. This is a significant milestone in our national journey towards a digitally empowered, innovation-driven, and globally competitive Ghana. It's also a statement of intent that Ghana will not be just a passive consumer of technologies shaping the future, but that we're going to be an active participant in designing, governing, and deploying them for our national transformation.
The strategy outlines plans to position Ghana as a leading AI hub in the region with investments in infrastructure, skills development, and innovation. It is expected to be implemented over the next decade to support economic growth and improve public service delivery. Reporter for Woezor TV, Belinda Annan-Kwanta.
Now, Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman has commissioned a new Information and Communication Technology Center in Sankana, located in the Nadoli-Kalio district of the Upper West region, as part of activities marking the Kalibi Ghana Festival. The facility, known as the Pogna Pirima Maluma ICT Center, is expected to enhance digital access for school children and the wider community. It will provide shared computer access, reliable internet connectivity, digital learning resources, as well as training and technical support services. The Vice President has emphasized that the access to technology opens pathways to knowledge, broadens opportunities, and strengthens economic participation. She noted that digitally connected communities are better positioned to compete, and innovate in today's global economy. And in other news, the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Abdullahi Jinapor, has directed the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Grid Company Limited, GridCo, to step aside pending investigations into a fire outbreak at the Akonsombo Power Control Center. The directive comes in the wake of a major fire incident at the facility, which has significantly disrupted power transmission and contributed to widespread outages across the country. The incident, which affected critical control systems at the Akosombo installation, has been linked to ongoing instability in electricity supply, with several parts of Ghana experiencing prolonged power cuts. Authorities say investigations are underway to determine the cause of the fire and assess the extent of damage to key infrastructure. The minister's decision to ask the GridCo CEO to step aside is aimed at ensuring an independent and transparent probe into the incident. Also, Chief of Staff Julius Deborah has apologized to the chairman of the Church of Pentecost over controversial remarks by Mary Ewusi targeting Chairman Eric Nyameche. The comments made in response to the church concerns about environmental damage from illegal mining sparked public backlash. Mr. Deborah expressed regret during a church visit, stressing the remarks did not intend to disrespect the church and appealing for reconciliation.
Of our church. You know, myself, Honorable Elder Ofusuampofo, our local government minister, and several others are members of your church. A few days ago, one of our colleagues, Dr. Mary Ewusi, slipped a bit against you. And I want on this occasion to commemorate my birthday, to let the whole church forgive us. It was just a slip. It wasn't intentionally done to malign our church. I believe sincerely that you forgive her and forgive us and accept us as your children.
Lady, she has made me more popular. Yeah. I mean, people like that, I don't think about them. Yeah, because she's just made our church and myself more popular. If I held anything against her, like standing here to speak for 45 minutes, I would have said something about her. But I think that we all have our opinions on issues. And so let's just forget about this one. So I've forgiven her. And so don't worry. I want your heart to be to rest and enjoy this day. Yeah.
Now, government has announced the relocation of Ghanaian national Mr. Emmanuel Asamoah, who was recently subjected to xenophobic attack in South Africa by a vigilante group. Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa disclosed that the decision forms part of urgent consular measures to ensure the safety of Ghanaians abroad. Speaking to the media on Saturday, April 25, the minister added that Mr. Asamoah has been in direct contact with authorities and is currently safe.
I'm in constant touch with the Ghanaian. His name is Emmanuel Asamoah. I've spoken to him directly, and I have good news to share with the good people of Ghana. The government of Ghana has decided that we will relocate him at full cost. We will take care of his relocation and resettlement out of South Africa. I will not at this point disclose where we will be relocating him to, but because of how viral and the fact that his identity has been exposed and he's been the subject of a lot of trolling and consistent, threats, we have taken the decision to relocate him and to have him reintegrated at another place. He's agreed. He's willing to cooperate with us, and we are going to do that. But we continue to extend consular assistance to him.
And now in other stories, the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council has launched a monthly farmers market initiative aimed at improving access to fresh food and boosting incomes for local farmers. The initiative, led by the Regional Department of Agriculture, is designed to strengthen direct market linkages by connecting farmers to consumers while reducing the role of middlemen and lowering food prices.
The Regional Coordinating Council has launched a monthly farmers market initiative aimed at improving access to fresh foods and boosting income for farmers. Led by the Regional Department of Agriculture, the initiative is designed to strengthen market linkages by allowing farmers to sell directly to consumers, reducing the role of middlemen and helping lower food prices. The market will be held on the last Friday and Saturday of every month and is expected to serve as a consistent platform for farmers across the region to reach buyers while giving households access to fresh produce at more competitive prices. Speaking at the launch, the Acting Regional Director of Agriculture said the initiative aligns with government's Feed Ghana agenda and is intended to strengthen food systems and support farmer livelihoods.
We are in April, the beginning of the farming season. We want to send this information to all farmers in the region that at the end of the season, they have a place that will sell their produce. As a department, we believe in market first. The farmer should know where his soil is and at the end of the season before putting a seed into the ground.
As a key sponsor of the initiative, BH Fetago says its involvement is part of its corporate social responsibility and commitment to supporting both farmers and consumers.
So we are here to sponsor as like a company because it falls within our industry, which is the agri industry. And then we actually want to help farmers to have a place where they can actually sell their produce. And then also as part of our corporate social responsibility, we are here to make an impact.
A trader at the market Dr. Rachel Khan also welcomed the initiative, describing it as a step in the right direction to improve pricing and access.
Farmers produce and then they don't get a lot of money from their product. It's rather the middlemen who get it, and then the consumers get the product at a very high cost. So this market where is bridging the gap between the farmers and the consumers. So all those who are coming here, they are getting the goods at very affordable prices.
Moving on from the Greater Accra region, the government has revoked the mining leases of Adamus Resources Limited, covering their Congo, Salman and Nkrofo concessions after investigation uncovered illegal mining and serious regulatory breaches. A probe by the Minerals Commission found the company engaged in unauthorized operation, subcontracted mining activities without ministerial approval, and operated without approved plans or valid permits. It also failed to secure required environmental clearance from the Environmental Protection Agency. The report further cited the involvement of foreign nationals and mining outside approved areas, causing the environmental damage to land and water bodies. Based on these findings, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources revoked the leases in the public interest and warned that criminal prosecution of the company and its officials may follow. And away from issues on mining, Health Minister Kwabena Minta Kando has described the Agenda 111 hospital project as a political trap initiated by the previous administration. According to the minister, the scale of constructing 111 hospitals at once lack a sustainable funding plan, raising concerns about the project's feasibility from the onset. Speaking on the interview, he revealed that although 4.9 billion Ghana cedis has already been spent, none of the facilities are currently operational. Government, he says, will adopt a phased approach, prioritizing between 30 and 35 hospitals for completion within the next 4 years.
Between the abandoned hospitals that the MPP, came to meet from His Excellency President's first tenure of office. You talk about projects like the NMS. Those ones, they were sustainable funding. They were loans. So when you are a government and you inherit, you just have to apply the loans to complete. My brother, we have taken delivery of Agenda 111. 4.9 billion has been expended on Agenda 111. Not a single of these facilities have been operationalized. If it was well planned, well intended, the least they could have done is to phase these projects out so that these 4.8 billion or 4.9 billion I'm talking about could have completed about 20 of them, which could have been remarkable. But why do you spend about 4.9 billion Ghana cedis and not a single one of them has been completed? So it's a trap. How are we going to finish these 100 facilities in 4 years? This, for me, I'll say it as it is. It is not realistic for government to cough up 20 billion Ghana cedis to be able to finish this project in 4 years. Not realistic. And that is why we are taking our time to have a plan. And what is a plan? What we are doing is that we are phasing them out. So government is looking at between 30 to 35. Okay, and phase them out within the 4 years. So let's say year 1, 2026, let's complete 10. 2027, let's complete about 12. 2028, let's complete again about 10 or 12. So by so doing, government will invest in about 35 and put these facilities to good use, not deteriorating.
Time now for some international news. Now, Mali's defense minister has been killed in an apparent suicide truck bombing on his residence near the capital, Bamako. Multiple news outlets reported the death of Sadio Kamara, part of a wave of coordinated attacks by jihadist militants and separatists carried across the country. State TV confirmed the death several hours later, saying he died of wounds received while engaging with the attackers. Reporters say the head of the military junta, General Asibi Goita, was moved to a safe location after his home was targeted. Further north, Russian mercenaries hired by Mali's military agreed to withdraw from Kidal after 2 days of clashes. For years, Mali had been plunged by insurgencies by groups affiliated with Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group and the FLA. Also moving on, Donald Trump was rushed from the White House Correspondents' Dinner after gunshots were fired. The gunman was later brought down by Secret Service. According to Mr. Trump, one Secret Service officer was shot at very close range but was saved by his bulletproof vest. The suspect has been identified as Cole Thomas Ellen, 31 years, of Torrance, California. Now this brings us to the end of the Woezor TV report. Many thanks for staying with us. I am Karen, now Oyoe Quartey.